All right, let's talk about you. I mean, really, you. Today we're going to dive into the incredible instruction manual that makes you who you are. We're going to unpack your biological blueprint, from the cells that build your body all the way down to the code that writes your story.
So let's just start with the big question, right? What is actually in that biological blueprint that makes every single one of us, well, us? What makes you unique? That's what we're here to figure out.
Okay, so to get our heads around this, we're going to start big, like with you as a whole person, and then we're going to zoom way, way down to the microscopic level to see where this master plan is hiding.
Okay, so picture this. Inside almost every single one of the trillions of cells in your body, there's a command center called the nucleus. And in there, a complete, identical set of instructions for building and running your entire body. It's basically the ultimate biological hard drive.
Now, your body uses these instructions to build two main kinds of cells. First, you've got your somatic cells. These are your everyday body cells, making up your liver, your skin, your nerves, pretty much everything. And then you've got the gametes. These are your sex cells, egg and sperm, and they have one very, very special job: reproduction.
So, think about this for a second. If you stretched out the DNA in just one of your cells, it would be about 2 meters long. So how in the world does all of that fit inside a nucleus you can't even see? Well, it all comes down to some seriously impressive organization. Right, so this instruction manual isn't just one giant, messy scroll. No way. It's neatly packaged into these dense, organized volumes we call chromosomes. You can think of it like a multi-volume encyclopedia set for how to build a human being.
And this is how it works. It's an amazing process. You can see that long, elegant DNA double helix wrapping itself super tightly around these proteins called histones. It just keeps coiling and coiling on itself until it forms that compact structure that we can actually see under a microscope.
Now, when a cell needs to make a copy of itself, say to heal a cut or just for growth, it has to duplicate all of its chromosomes first. And when it does that, you get this classic X shape that everyone recognizes. Each half of that X is a chromatid, and they're held together right in the middle by a little pinch point called the centromere.
Yeah, this makes it super clear, right? On one side, you've got a single, unduplicated chromosome. But on the other side, after the DNA has been copied, boom, you've got that classic duplicated chromosome with its two identical sister chromatids.
Okay, so we've looked at the encyclopedia volumes, the chromosomes. Now let's actually open them up and see what's written inside. The actual recipes. And these recipes, we call them genes. A gene is basically just a specific chunk of DNA that holds the instructions to build one specific thing, a protein. And trust me, proteins do pretty much everything in your body. They determine your eye color, how you digest food, you name it.
But you know how recipes can have little variations? That's exactly what alleles are. So if a gene is the recipe for cookies, the alleles are the different versions. You might have the chocolate chip allele or the oatmeal raisin allele. Same basic recipe, slightly different result.
And this is where it gets really cool, because it's all about where you come from. You get one set of chromosomes from each parent, which means you get one allele for every gene from each of them. So if the two alleles you get are the same, say 2 for blue eyes, we say you're homozygous for that trait. But if they're different, maybe one for blue and one for brown, then you're heterozygous.
So it's not just about the information on the chromosomes. The actual number of chromosomes in a cell is absolutely crucial. It tells you a ton about what that cell is for. And that brings us to this key idea called ploidy. It sounds complicated, but it's not. Most of your cells, your everyday somatic cells, are what we call diploid. That just means they have 2 complete sets of chromosomes, a total of 46 in humans. But your sex cells, the gametes, are haploid. They only have one set, just 23.
And this image just lays it all out perfectly. Look on the left. The diploid cell has 23 times pairs of chromosomes. See how they're all matched up? Now look at the right. The haploid cell is different. It just has 23 single chromosomes, one of each kind, no pairs.
Okay, so why the difference? Why have 2 different counts? Well, it's not a mistake or some weird quirk. It's actually a brilliant design, and it's the entire mathematical basis for how sexual reproduction works. I mean, really, why would your body go to all the trouble of making 2 different types of cells, one with the full instruction manual and one with only half of it? The answer is, well, it's really elegant and it's all about simple math.
You take one haploid cell from the father, that's 23 chromosomes, and you take one haploid cell from the mother, another 23 chromosomes, and you just bring them together.
And this is that incredible moment. Fertilization. Two half sets of genetic instructions, each carrying a unique cocktail of traits from each parent, combine. And in that instant, they create one brand new, totally complete, and utterly unique biological blueprint.
So what happens when you add 23 and 23? You get the magic number 46. That fusion brings the chromosome count right back to the full diploid number. It creates a single cell, called a zygote, and that is the very first cell of a brand new human being.
And that's the whole point, the beautiful elegance of it all. It's like shuffling a genetic deck of cards. It's why you get traits from both of your parents, but you're not a clone of either one. Every single time, the deck is shuffled in a completely new way. It's just an incredible reminder of the almost endless variety and potential that's coded right inside ourselves. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? With every new life, what amazing combination will be dealt next?